Hey guys, newtype89 here with a brand new Let's Play. This time, Strike Suit Zero. Good portion of you probably have never even heard of this game, but this first popped up on my radar a year or so back when it showed up on Kickstarter of all places. The game was put out by a company known as Born Ready Games, and yeah, it reached its goal of 100,000 funding on Kickstarter on November 2nd, 2012. Now, what brought me to this game? Well, it had a lot to do with its mecha designer, the designer of the aforementioned Strike Suit. That would be Junji Okubo, if I am pronouncing that correctly. If you're an anime fan, you might know this. He is essentially the mecha designer of a lot of stuff in Ghost in the Shell. So he's a pretty big name in the anime world. Now, as it stands, Strike Suit Zero is only for the PC, but there are talks about a console version of the game being made, as well as the game is supposed to be moving over to both the Linux and Mac OS platforms in the future. Whether or not that is going to happen, well, that all depends on whether or not this game actually if it actually succeeds. But even if it doesn't, I got my copy. It's a damn good game. Not the best in the world, but a good game. And it's fun. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, I've played through about 3 levels of this game. On the 4th, but starting you guys off with level 1. Use mission selection screens, all that. Now here's the Strike Suit. You think, why don't I start with that? I'm not, because you don't get the Strike Suit in the beginning. You start with this, the Apex Fighter. A little upgraded, bit of info. Now to get the upgrades, you have to do the little things, and this little submission is save the... I cannot pronounce that name, save my life, to unlock the upgrade, which I did. Now you got your mission selection, well, armament selection. Not so much, there's really not much you can do with here. I mean, as for guns, I haven't unlocked many guns. Missiles, I've unlocked a little bit. The Fighter Missile Mark 1. Then I've also got the Titan missiles and the Swarm. This particular ship has 3 missile slots, so I'm capable of putting all 3 of them in there. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright. Now that was actually a fairly unusually quick load time for this game. The game does every now and then bog you down with some load times, but for the most part they tend to be a little longer than what that one, which was simultaneously loading, and then at most you got like maybe a minute load.
You are required to undergo a flight assessment before you can return to duty. Flight Team Leader Reynolds will take you through your evaluation.
Adams, it's my job to decide whether the UNE military can trust you with another fighter. Don't give me a reason to fail you.
You know, there's something I've always wanted to know. What the hell did your character do in order to get his ass grounded? That would make for some nice little DLC content.
You start slow, with a freighter inspection at the loading platform. I'm uploading a navigation waypoint to your ship now.
So yeah, this is actually a fairly straightforward flight sim type thing for 360 degrees. You control yourself with ASDW, like you normally would. But D and A are these circles.
Slow down while I let the active sensors run their scan. This is the UNE freighter Proteus. She's shipping out to supply a massive deep space operation. Okay, Proteus, scan looks green. You're cleared for departure.
Copy that. Moving into fold position.
Let's stay close and see her off.
And the game does give you these little on-screen instructions on how to do it, how to move and all that, so it's fairly straightforward though. If you've played any type of flight sim, or a better comparison would be if you had ever played a little game known as Sylph Speed Project,
Next, we'll need to fold
or
out
Project
to
Sylph
weapons
Speed
range.
for
I'm
the
uploading
Xbox.
The location of the fold point to you now. Since you're under evaluation, I want to see if you can get there before I do. Okay, that'll do. Locking in coordinates to the target range.
Now, a lot of people were a bit disappointed in this game when it came out, but considering its humble beginnings, I have to say it's actually a really good game.
Where is everyone? This place is normally packed. Ahead is what's left of the UNE frigate Pandora. We've been using her as target practice. The debris is pretty unstable. It won't take much to detonate what's left. Let's see you take that wreckage apart.
And here's the first on-screen tutorials. Combat training targeting. Press R to select a target and directly ahead. Now this game, instead of just allowing you to click through it, you actually have to press the corresponding buttons. Press F to select the target nearest to you. Select nearest target will always choose objective targets first. So that's good. That means if you're just running through and going for objectives, just spam F as soon as you destroy one. You can change the function of your nearest target with the keyboard of T. Holding T will reset the filter to select objects targeting. Never really use that. Objective targets are always marked with a little red diamond. Hold mouse 1 or left click for attack. Yeah. This is essentially explaining targeting for the main gun. This little indicator means you will not have an actual clean shot. But when it turns red, you do. Press keyboard X to link or unlink barrels on your plasma cannon. I never used the link. It drains energy way too quickly, and those main guns, they eat up energy. It does, as you can see, energy will be displayed right up here. As you can see, as it's attacking, the energy goes down. So, let's get started. Now this is a little bit simplistic stuff right here. It's just teaching you the basics of how to shoot and stuff like that. Now we're moving on to missiles. Hold mouse 2 to lock missiles on the target. Once locked, release the fire. Pretty simplistic.
Remember, you can only carry limited amounts of rockets and missiles.
Boom! Yeah. Now missiles have a much greater effective range.
So far, so good.
But if you're going up against anything really, you really gotta like watch your missile consumption.
Let's head back to orbital 17.
Reynolds, we detected some unauthorized fold signatures in your area.
Actual combat.
We've got a visual command. 3 targets, colonial interceptors.
Confirmed. Destroy targets and return to base.
Now this is where the fun begins.
Command? Command! Okay, Adams. Weapons free. Take them out. Did they get this far in? I'm picking up an emergency transmission from the Proteus.
This is the Proteus. We were ambushed 1 fold out. We are under attack.
Read you, Proteus. We're within range. Transmit your location.
Better hurry. We're not going to hold out much longer.
Coordinates locked in. Let's go.